Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2024 Top 37 countdown. It's place number 13, Austria, Kaleen, Will Rave. Please do click the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, like, share and comment below. Link to the music videos in the description as well, as is also a link to my blog post. Now, Austria are one of Eurovision's most enduring participants. 2024 will be their 56th appearance in the contest. But for all that long history, they don't have a lot of top results though, with just 2 wins in all that time. However, the second of those 2 wins, which of course was Conchita Wurst with Rise Like a Phoenix, is one of the iconic performances of the contest. Now, they've been taking chances and being really quite daring in the last 2 contests. First, you had the dance pop of Halo, which didn't go so well, but it was still bold to do it. And of course, last year's fan favourite, Who the Hell is Edgar, which I think probably would have done a lot better than it did if it hadn't been first in the running order, and also perhaps a little bit more in the staging as well. But they've not gone safe this year either, even after those 2. We've got a big slice of 90s techno-eurodance served up by Kaleen. Now, Kaleen is a singer, dancer and choreographer, and she probably actually has the most experience of all current Eurovision or has the most experience of current Eurovision than any other artist at this year's contest, even more than the 2 returning artists. And that's because she's acted as the stand-in for singer for technical rehearsals, and she was also a dancer and choreographer for the 2018 interval act. She actually was one of the things that she was a stand-in vocalist for, singer for, was for Fuego in 2018. But that's not all. She's also been the creative director for a couple of delegations at both the Junior Eurovision and also at the main contest as well. That was in 2021 and 2022. And she was creatively involved in about 4 or 5 stage performances of the various countries last year as well. But it's her time to shine now on the stage as she takes the lead with her dance pop, techno-inspired Will Rave. Now, there isn't an awful much of hidden meaning to this entry. It's an unashamedly sort of nostalgic dance pop banger that takes us back to the late 90s, early noughties. It's extremely up-tempo, and I wouldn't look for too many deep meanings within the lyrics. But speaking of lyrics and speaking of writers and also producers, this is an all-Swedish production, and it includes the extremely prolific Anders Wrethov and Jimmy Joker Thornfeldt on the songwriting and production team. Now, you probably may recognise those names, but if you don't recognise those names, you'll certainly know some of the songs that they have been involved in. Jimmy Joker has been involved in so many Melfest songs and Eurovision songs as well, including Tattoo, the winner last year. Anders Wrethov, also a multitude of Melfest entries, as well as also Eurovision songs, including Fuego. Now, undoubtedly, Will Rave is very enjoyable, and it's going to be a great addition to kind of Eurovision-themed club nights. It's not just pure nostalgia of that pop dance. There is an infusion of more recent musical genres, a bit of dubstep and drum and bass underpinning some of it. And as you might expect, given it's a all Swedish production, it is very highly produced as well. Now, as usual with Austrian entries of late, this was leaked in advance of the official release, though the fans still shot this to the top of the Eurovision app scoreboard when it was finally confirmed and officially released. Now, it slipped back a little as further songs have come in, but it still remains a fan favourite and near the top of that scoreboard. Though I always, just a caveat, bear in mind the scoreboard does tend to reward, or does tend to favour these up-tempo female bops more than other genres. In the semi-final only version of the app, option from the app, again, Kaleen looks like she's going to be very likely to qualify. The betting odds, once again, are a little bit more equivocal, as you'll see, but they do seem far more certain of the 10 songs that will qualify from semi-final 2 than they are of the 10 songs that will qualify from semi-final 1. The odds are much closer on semi-final 1, whereas these odds in semi-final 2, I think number 10 is around 68%, and there's quite a big drop to the 11th in the betting, which is around 38, 39%. So you would think that this is a fairly certain qualifier at this stage. I think she's going to bring in a lot of good staging and choreography, and I'm sure she'll bring in some good choreography. She's obviously got a lot of experience as well, and yes, she's even experienced to deal with problems when they happen. Again, that harks back to the experience she's had of working across a lot of Eurovision performances. At the London Eurovision party, she had what might be described as a wardrobe malfunction a la Barbara Windsor in Carry On Camping. But she carried on sort of with a hand clasped to one bosom to stop her very small sort of Gina G style bra kind of flying away into the crowd, and she still carried on with the singing and doing the movement as well. So it's just testament to how experienced she is. Also, given how up tempo, how catchy this song is, you'll think this will definitely get a good televote, and it should qualify. I just have a couple of caveats around the song and how it might do, particularly if it gets to the final. It's around partly the live vocal. Not so much that Kaleen, for some reason I got into the habit of calling her Kathleen. I don't know where that came from. It's not that Kaleen can't sing. I think she clearly can. But there does seem a lot of backing track and production used, certainly in the pre-parties, and you can get that feeling from the song as well. And I just wonder, it just makes you wonder just how much jury potential this has with that case. Obviously, it's going to have the choreography and the staging as well, but it's just something that might affect its score in terms of the juries. Competing in the final, there are multiple televote-friendly songs in the final, and I think working at how the televote patterns go with that, I think the running order is going to be really critical to how big of the televote pie that this picks up. Will it be able to pick up a significant chunk, or will it lose out to some of the even bigger televote songs that are given that might have a better running order, depending on how that goes? So that's, I think, the key thing to watch out for if this gets to the final, which I expect it to. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments as always, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.